My mom had been in and out of the hospital for my entire life. But when I turned 13, the frequency upon which she would go to the hospital increased dramatically. But the problem was that the doctors weren't fixing any particular ailment. You see, they didn't know what was going on. Much of the journey in that season was everyone working to identify what was wrong in her body. And because we didn't know what was wrong in her body, we didn't know what to wait for and hope for and pray for. And it wasn't until we specifically identified that which was wrong in her heart that we knew we needed a transplant. And that is what served as the foundation upon which we were able to then wait. We knew what the ailment was, and as we identified it, then we had something to wait for. And you know, it's worth noting that if there wasn't something hurtful or harmful going on in her body, there wouldn't have been something hopeful to wait for. It's important that as we sit in this season of waiting, we recognize that in order to need a Savior, there needs to be something that we need saving from. And so for all of us, it's important that we take the time to recognize the foundation upon which we wait for hope. And the truth is, my friends, there's so much that we're waiting for. We're waiting for love lost to enter into our story. We're waiting to finally grasp onto the sobriety we've been longing for our entire life. We're waiting for financial provision to come through. And it's our ability to take the time to recognize these things that gives us a strong foundation upon which we get to hope during Advent. A good question for us today might be, what good is it for us to hope for a healer if we're not honest about what is broken in and around us? Another good question for us could be, what specifically am I praying for today? What hope do I specifically need in my life right now in this exact moment? Let's consider Mary, the mother of Jesus, for a minute. Here she was, pregnant. She knew that the Lord was near the salvation of the world, that which would bring hope and healing to everybody. She knew that something significant was happening in her body as Jesus was growing inside of her. But you know, there had to have been a moment or two where she looked down at her belly, knowing the full irony of the situation, and said, God, I know the divine is inside of me. I know the Savior of the world is here, and that's cool and all, but can you please just take away the nausea right now? Can you please just take away my morning sickness? Yes, there was a giant salvation play at hand, but she had to have, over many months, been very specific about what she needed in those moments. My friends, I know that the ultimate redemption of your story may very well be on its way. But what are the specific things you need redemption in right now? And my friends, I'd like to suggest that your honesty about that which needs redemption in this very moment might very well be that which points you to God in the way that you need the divine today. It may very well be that your radical honesty about your present needs may show you the way to the presence that gives you the peace you need today. Scott Erickson, he says it like this: there was a moment when the presence of God was felt as the unease of morning sickness. Don't be surprised if that current unease is the exact same avenue of presence. And so today, may we have the courage to be honest about our pain, and may that pain point us to the divine presence we need right now.